Wow. Opponent conceded? Just in the face of the GOAT. Get it? GOAT. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Supreme Verdicts, an practicing attorney by day and a magic strategist by night. After a long day working on the rule of law, I come home to master the laws of magic. We are going ahead and jumping into a fun little Aetherdrift draft here. I took a little break from the set, just had to get some things going on in my life. So it's been a minute, but we're going to jump right back in. Pathbreaker Ibex is a pretty strong card. And it's in green, which is one of the busted colors of this set. Far Fortune and Boss otherwise is really good overall. Might be the best card in this pack, but I kind of like the idea of wheeling this run over. There's no way we get there. Thunderhead Gunner's good too. I do like going off the beaten path a bit. But no, let's go for Pathbreaker Ibex. It's one of the rarer cards, so we might not get to see something like that again. Wow, and from there we have an Outpace Oblivion. Lagorin is pretty good. White is kind of an avoid at all costs color, but I don't think it's that bad. I think we're also just we're not ranked particularly highly, so we could probably take some people, and we've got a decent white card otherwise on the wheel in Ride's End here. The Migrating Ketrodon though is pretty decent as well. Let's go ahead and grab Lagorin. Ooze Patrol's not bad, but it's not what we're going for. Glory Heath Lynx is best card in this pack, with Hazard of the Dunes very close. Honestly, it might be Hazard of the Dunes over this. The green cards are just absurd. I do like Haunted Hellride. Haven't had a chance to play with it, but I think we've got a fairly strong start here if we do end up going green-white. There is a reason to go for Hazard of the Dunes, but we'll go with the Lynx. Just kind of try to corner our market here. Tune-Up's not bad. I don't think we're going to want it in this deck. Boom Scholar's okay if we go into that kind of exhaust area, but we're not there yet. I think the best pick at the moment is going to be a Night Market, just to make sure we can splash as needed. What are the other good cards? Wreckage Wicker Folks, decent. Nothing really else here, and I don't know if this is a late pick 4 by any means. Stock Up is great. We also see Bounce Off here. Stock Up, pick 5 is alright. I think we're going to go for the Thrill Seeker. It's completely off our colors, but on the off chance, it's just better than Collision Course. And on the chance that Far Fortune or something crazy wheels, we would like to be able to take advantage of that and move in. Air Response Unit otherwise is fine. It's not good, but it's okay. This is also just the best card in that pack. Bad pack for us. We have seen no green cards since, or no green cards that we actively want in our deck. I think we might be moving towards that kind of black direction. I don't mind Wretched Doll. I think it provides good value. I like the Mutant Surveyor too. It's one of the better ones of that. Let's go for the Doll here. Nice. Thunderhead Gunner. It's a really good card. We'll take a couple of these if we can. The Trip Up's fine. The rest of these are kind of iffy. Yeah, green has really just disappeared. Streaking Oil Gorger is okay. It's looking a lot more like we might be going into this black direction. We'll see how we stand at the end of this pack though. Yeah, here's our first pack coming back to us. Nothing we really want to see. We've seen a couple of these Voyager Quick Welders, but no payoff for them just yet. I think a starting column might be best here, or do we speculate on the Blossoming Sands? I just have not seen since our first 2 picks. Good green or white. Well, let's grab this in case we do want to splash. Makes it a little bit easier. Guidelight Optimizer, Rover Blades, Haunted Hellride. I don't think Rover Blades is out of the question. I don't know if I like our black-red kind of start. We didn't get that second Thunderhead Gunner. But Rover Blades can at least be played in any deck we go with. Oh wow, there's been multiple Haunted Hellrides. This is maybe I should have gone for that last pack. That was a signal. That was absolutely a signal. I don't think we're playing either of those. So we'll go for another splash land, and there we go. It looks as though blue-black artifacts is indeed open. In that case, of course, now we see an Aganosaur, another Lagarin, Risen Necroregent. Wow. Wow. This is tough. It looks like that blue-black deck is open. We kind of passed a few of the key cards, which was certainly a bit of a mistake, but now we see the Aganosaur Rex is just such a powerful card. I think it's much better than Vinwixt, or even Risen Necroregent at max speed. I think we have to go for it here. I know green is heavily contested, but it's so deep until we figure out our second color. I think the Gastel Thrill Seeker is kind of out. There's just no good reason to be in white. Our red is not great either. Well, there's a good reason to be in white, potentially. Still see here just... I mean, Vanguardian is fine. Can definitely see us playing that. Always end up with some kind of Sultai pile, I feel like. Carrying Cruiser, I haven't played with. I don't know how I sit on it. I'm so tempted to just go with the spin out here and kind of angle more into this black-green blue situation. Flood the Engine, also very playable. A lot of good green cards here. Makes me want to just take the green cards. Green is just so deep. It's easy for us almost to just grab what's good. This is a really good card, Ranger's Aetherhive. We don't currently have any exhaust abilities, but if we can just pick up a few, like that Stampeding Scurryfoot, that can make the deck. It looks like we're going to be going for a Sultai. We haven't decided on the base yet. Dredger's Insight's really good. Another Vinwixt. I think we're going to be base green, and then we're going to splash for our good black cards and for our good blue cards. In which case, the Dredger's Insight is better in a black-green deck. I think we'll go for it here, just to try to cut green some more. Strategist is pretty solid, although here we have the land. And here, of course, we have Pothole Mole as well, which is now a lot better. So is the Jungle Hollow. Yeah, these colors are a lot more open on this way around. I'm seeing a lot of blue though. I kind of want to take the Strategist on the off chance we're able to just go straight up blue-black exhaust. And there it is. Okay. Went the wrong direction speculating on the blue, but that's okay. That is an incredible late pick, and we'll take one of these as well. So we are going to be this kind of weird Sultai pile. Is Ripclaw Wrangler any good? I think I prefer a Spectral Interference, because we're still not sure if what our base is. It's looking like our base is going to be blue-black or blue-green. We keep getting good blue cards, and if I'm going to be past good blue cards, I might as well play them. Fearless Swashbuckler is a good card. So is the Thunderhead Gunner. Should we be in blue-red? No. Green-red? We could splash the Gunner. Potentially. We'll see what fixing we pick up. Do we need more removal? Kind of. But I think we can pick up another Scrap Compactor later. Okay. What's the deck currently looking like? Do we like our black cards? Not really. We're only splashing for removal at the moment. Okay. So we're a green-blue deck, it looks like. So we're happy to see the Sky Serpent Seeker. We would love to get a fight spell to go along with it. Is Winter any good? Exhaust, exile X artifact cards, and non-artifacts get stuff. Yeah, the Pact Terror is nice, but it's a little too late, I think. We don't have... Yeah, we have 4 artifacts. There were a couple in that first pack. But it takes us a minute to figure out where our head's at. Green, of course, has been heavily contested, and yet we still have just good green cards. Oh, man! Oh, man. No, we have to go with the good green. Right? Is there any chance that wheels? We're not even splashing black at this point. Let's let someone else take it. What are we going to wheel from this pack? Nothing. Some good white cards. Hopefully Flood the Engine, I guess, comes back. I think we need a Stampeding Scurryfoot before we can get an Elvish Refueler. Although the Elvish Refueler works better. Let's take the Elvish Refueler. Thornwood Falls in here as well. Okay, do we have any 5 mana or 5 mana artifacts? No. We have a 6 mana artifact, but that's not too helpful here. Defend the Rider is actually a really good trick, isn't it? We kind of play this tempo-y game plan. Less tempo, more aggressive. We're also on the track for any good... Oh, man. That second Pact Terror, though. Do we have good removal at all? We don't have great fixing. I think we just stick nuts and bolts. No fancy splashes. Yeah. As much as I want to grab... I want to speculate, I want to get some removal, splash for the removal. I don't think it's worth it. I think we have a half decent deck here. Oh, see, here I am still clicking on the black cards. I don't even know if that's worth it anymore. How many Keen Bucket? Okay, Dismal Backwater. Now I could see us splashing a black removal spell. Maybe 2. Nice, we do get the Flood the Engine back. And the Thornwood Falls. Okay, we have a very solid bounce off. Wow. Yeah, blue ended up being wide open throughout that draft. And even with green, as contested as it felt, still got some fantastic uncommons. That's where green can really shine. Did not get a Stampeding Scurryfoot or a Hazard of the Dunes, but I think the deck turned out pretty alright. Okay. Yeah, that red-black dream fell away very quickly, but that's okay. Do we want Dredger's Insight? Let's see. We're at 21 playables, so we are short a couple playables in this current pile. Do we have any way to splash the Thunderhead Gunner? I don't think so. Is this worth splashing? I just don't actually think so. Artifacts you control have ward. Yeah. Haunted Hellride might be worth splashing. Broodwagon as well. Can we support it? Where's that? There we go. And then like a swamp. 2 swamps. We would need 2 swamps. Do I have any other way to do lands? It's just Sky Serpent Seeker, right? It's a good card though. I'd still need one more card to play. We could do the Siphon Fuel. Yeah, it's either that or the Rover Blades. I guess like Laggerin. We don't have a high mount count, yeah. Or a high vehicle count. I've been doing a very anti-vehicle deck, which has been funny. Back on Track is also really good. I don't think that's what this deck needs. I think we're missing removal. We have Trip Up, we have Flood the Engine. I guess we have the 2 Spectral Interference. Come on, get out of the way. Ah, that's right. Okay, we do have the bounce offs. Maybe we don't need a splash for removal. Maybe I should just get another beater of a creature. No. We'll splash for removal. We need the extra. It's between Rover Blades and Siphon Fuel. I think I'd prefer, my playstyle tends towards Siphon Fuel, but the Rover Blades might be the right choice. We'll find out. Suggest lands for us. Wow, 4. Okay, so we have 6, 7, potentially 8 green sources, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue sources, and then 4 black sources. Yeah, okay, that works. Alright. Here's our deck. Preliminary verdict. It looks fairly solid. We stuck to blue-green. We kept our eye on the prize. We have exhaust payoffs and exhaust cards. And we also have a big top end kind of crazy splash and some crazy cards at the top end, which I think will help us kind of break parity here after we play a little bit of a tempo early game. I don't know if the double Spectral Interference is going to be great here. We don't have a ton of good early game plays, but I feel alright with this deck, especially in a slower format. Let's get into some games. Kenny L, a fellow initiate. Yeah, you can see we backtracked into silver a little bit here, but that's okay. We have what looks to be a pretty decent hand. Doesn't do too much, but, you know, can't complain. We'll start off with the blue, threaten to bounce off. Opponent's playing white, which bodes well, just in the general metagame, but I'm sure they have a good reason for it. Can't assume your opponent's bad. White-black, very fun color combo, if I'm being honest. Now, if we top deck a land, will I prefer the Ranger Aetherhive? Almost certainly not. Always add to the board. It's just so important. When you have the option to add a do-nothing card or add a creature in Limited, it is vital to generally start with a creature. There's some situations where that won't be the case, but especially our 2/3 blocks their 2/2, we want to be curving up as much as possible. There's a chance we don't hit our land next turn, in which case we might want to exhaust in order to try to hit it, or just play the Aetherhive to give us another chance at it. But we are playing 17 lands, so statistically, 4th land on turn 4. Although opponents got some choices to make here. They don't have spin out, because they're missing the double black. I guess they could be thinking about attacking. Retadal. Ooh, we have an Elvish Refueler. Okay, I think we go... Yeah, right, here I am, potentially about to go back on my word, just by playing the Aetherhive. We attack, they would have to double block here. We could completely blow it out. And we also hit our land. I guess we should have attacked with the 1/1/2. That was a tempo play. It's maybe a wrong choice. We'll find out later in the game. That was to clear their board so we can start applying pressure with our big 4/5 now. Grim Bauble takes out the Sky Serpent Seeker. Brutal. Okay, they'll get to mill too. Ooh, they have a Guardian Sunmare. It's a good card. They'll have 5 mana next turn as well. play this and activate this at the same time. I guess we'll add to the board. Now maybe I could have played the Ranger's Aether Hive and then next turn done Refueler to crew it and attack. That might have been better, especially in the face of their 3-2. Especially because next turn we're probably just going on Pathbreaker Ibex. This is Ward 2. Okay, they're down to 4. We don't have the extra land. That's my mistake. Okay, so we'll do this at instant speed then. Hindsight, it might have been better just to chip in that extra point of damage. But that's okay, we're warming up. It's not quite 7 AM. Drafting against Kenny, and who's either an early riser in the States or out there elsewhere in the world. Enjoying this lovely March day. Okay. The beginning of combat on their turn. Sure. Oh, I guess it saddles this. That's pretty cool. Yeah, otherwise they would need to play something for that can crew for 4. They do have the Deathless Pilot, which notably can. If you remember that game, we had an Orzhov deck with Deathless Pilot and Guardian Sunmare. It was an incredible tutor deck with a variety of hits for Guardian Sunmare, which can tutor something mana value 3 or less. We would regularly tutor up an onboard removal spell that just clears the way for Guardian Sunmare, or tutor up some protection for it. Really, really good card. I like it a lot in this limited format. I think it's a lot of fun. Makes deck building interesting, for sure. Opponent's trying to decide how they want to attack. Or if they want to play something else, I guess. Yeah, you can saddle it. Are you going to attack, though? Wow. Okay, let's see what they tutor for. Currently, they can crew. What else can they do? For 2 mana, maximum overdrive is an option. There we go. Give that indestructible. Another fun little wombo combo. So in that sense, take 5. I think we'll just take 5 here. This gives it vigilance. That's really rough. We might have to try to kill that next turn, I guess. Oof. Okay. No blocks. They gain 5, which is hard. Not out of this quite yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next turn we'll have 6 mana. We don't have the double black for Broodwagon, but we'll have the double green for Pathbreaker. I guess we're gonna get rid of Broodwagon then. Opponent still has something? I guess crewing. Let's see if they want to take the double block here. In which case, no, it's 5. It wouldn't have mattered. We're hoping to trade off Keen Buccaneer for the Guardian Sunmare. They've already gotten so much value from it, but at least this will slow them down a bit. They have a couple more Lotus Guard Disciples. It starts to get a little shifty. Okay, they crew. Interesting. Damage. That's fine. In that case, we'll Pathbreaker. Yeah, things are looking pretty good. Yeah, this is a beater. Whenever this goat attacks, creatures we control gain trample and +X/+X, where X is the greatest power. Meaning, everything will get trample. And we'll get +5/+5. And I think that's lethal. Especially if we can knock out one of their blockers. I guess we could even crew this to make one more, or we can keep it as a flying blocker. We'll decide that in a moment. We can also just make this a little bit bigger. Pass to attackers. Wow. Aggressive. What are they tutoring for? This time a removal spell, surely. Or another Lotus Guard Disciple. If it's another Lotus Guard Disciple, we have to actually do the math. Taking their time, though. Oh. That's interesting. I think we... From 20? 5, 10, 15, 20. I kind of think we take it. I mean, these bounce. But if they have any trick here, no blocks. Sorry, not 20. They're still at 15. They didn't get lifelink. Do they have a board wipe? I'd feel bad if they had a board wipe. Okay, a lifelinker. They certainly have a lot of toughness. Oh my goodness. A lot of creatures. Now we get the other black. Let's just go for it. Okay, opponent. Your move. Maybe it would have been better to do 6 in the air versus the 8 on the ground, but I feel pretty good about this. I think they'll make some bad blocks. Worst case, we can blow them out and survive. They'll either try to barely survive, or we'll be good to go. Let's make them do some math. Currently we have... Okay. Trying to kill it. It's only 7 though. There we go, that's 8. Our poor opponent needs to do a lot of math. So with Pathbreaker Ibex, we can blow out the blocks in order to keep this going, but it depends on how else they block. We want to just try to kill them in this turn if possible. But if we don't kill them this turn, we'd love to be set up in a situation where we just blow them out. It's okay if Pathbreaker dies in that sense, if we can like save the rest of our creatures. Because they're on 1 card plus Deathless Pilot, and they can surveil at the start of their turn, but that won't matter much if they're just about dead. Especially with a removal spell in hand and more activations to get Ranger's Aether Hog to give us more creatures. Right now they're taking 8. And then 7. That's 15, right? And then gaining 2. Okay. So then we have to kill something. So let's go ahead and kill this. And that's game. GG's. Playing against the Virtuous. It's a cool avatar. I like that. This is not a great hand for us. But one more land and it plays well. And if that land's green source, even better. Unfortunate. Also unfortunate. Nice. Let's see what we can get. Wow. Let's go for, yeah, artifact. 3 lands into the bin. That's a problem. That's a big problem. Let's try to get back on board. Oh no, if they have a removal spell here, we are really far behind. But if we can land that island, if we can stall them out 1 turn, we'll be pretty good to go. Yeah, they're racing towards the finish line. Do I want to keep up Defend the Rider or Bounce Off? Let's keep up Bounce Off. No attacks, because Sabotage Strategist makes this not even remotely good. House God Heavy also helps block that. Yep, taking a lot of damage in the air. Yep. Set them back a tiny bit. Doesn't matter too much. They still have mana up. That's pretty good. I would like to get another green source really, really badly. But you know what? We can do just by... That's also decent. Just too slow. Might be too slow. Is that crazy? Yeah, that's crazy. This would just go down to a 2-4, which doesn't help against some of these. Opponent has ramp now, in the form of their goblins. Which is pretty good. We're still stuck on 1 green, but it's less of a problem now. What does this do? Oh, okay. Okay. We'll take this hit for now. Ow. Yeah, I think we just gotta start playing this. Oh, counterspell? That's unfortunate, but okay. I guess we do this now, rather than wait, because we want to see if we can draw something else that's good. Oh my goodness, just been so stuck on green. I think we're throwing that out. That's the Wombo combo. we'll just get value from having exhaust. We don't need an extra thing. This will let us just keep doing it, and that's pretty nice too. Especially if next turn we can just do Sky Serpent Seeker and keep up Defend the Rider, I guess. Depending on if we draw land, which we didn't there, that was kind of the hope. And then we can have up Flood the engine as needed. Okay. I see, and then that'll come back at some point. Yeah. We need to decrease the pressure a bit. Opponent's got another trick. Clearly. Oh. Copy target spell. That's a good trick as well. No attacks. They can probably tell what we're going to do with Sky Serpent Seeker, but that's okay. Slick Imitator is interesting. They can copy any spell that they want to do. Here they're going to discard to return it with a finality counter. That's fine. This gives indestructible too, right? Yeah. Really trying to just pummel in the damage. Let's see what opponent goes for. Think here we just want to use this. Great. And now we can just block this to get rid of it. Next turn we can block it better with the Aganosaur. Because we'll have Elvish Refueler down. Yeah. Okay, we'll take 4. This hurts. I think it's the right move. We don't need black. And here we can do this. They still have the Slick Imitator, yeah, if they want at any point. I would like to go ahead and exhaust this, because now we can block the Gastal Thrill Seeker. Great. Get rid of Night Market. Throw this down, so now we have open more abilities. We have Defend the Rider up as well, so we can block their flyers. Okay, I think we've stabilized. We have good defense against the flyers, we have good defense against the ground creatures. We have a value engine on board, we have 2 tricks and a removal spell. They still have a bigger board than us. But I'm less worried. Let's go ahead, give that indestructible. They can still copy. Yeah. What are they going to try to trade? That's fine. That's funny. This is target creature you permanent you control. Sure. Okay. Opponent's just throwing stuff away now. Opponent, was that really good for you? I mean, I guess it wasn't bad for them. 4, so this will go to 3. That's still fine. I guess they were at 20. I kind of want an 8-8. we'll hold Flood the Engine. The reason why we're holding Flood the Engine is because we want them to sink mana into these, and then we use Flood the Engine to take it out. Specifically because, yeah, now they've wasted their mana. They dealt us another 3, but we time walk them essentially. It's even better when we have something like this as a follow-up. They have good blocks for the Keen Buccaneer, but not the Aganosaur Rex, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So I do think we go for it. That's fine. One takes 7. I think we're gonna go ahead and tap this. Now we're gonna hold up. That was a hard decision. Yeah. Because what they'll do is they'll buff this to make it bigger. And it might be able to go through Sky Streak. Actually, was that a misplay? Because now they have... Yeah, we're dead to 1 removal spell because of the Elvish Refueler. No, we're not, because they can only do it once. Okay. But we're in dire straits. Well, I think next turn we can win. We can commit them to a all-out attack. By not flooding the engine on the Sabotage Strategist, there's a good chance they attack with the Sky Streak Engineer versus keeping it back, needing a blocker. Their Trade the Helm for the Elvish Refueler was a good play, although I don't know if... Yeah. I guess that was to blow out our trick. They got a 2-for-1 essentially. We have a blocker on the ground, which has been nice. They've been beating with the Flyers. It would be great to have a good top deck as well. What's the plan here? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, they just have 5 mana currently. And that's just during your turn. Brutal. Just in case they have Pedal to the Metal or something. That's fine. It's a tempo play for them. That doesn't win. Doesn't win for us either, of course. This is all abilities. That an ability? I think so. Alright, I think now we have to just kind of go for it. Mostly because we are running out of time. That was a good tempo play. And we are at 5 life. Do you have a removal spell too? To force me to chump? Wow. Is that game? If I trip up the 5/7 and then attack for 8 on the ground, they can block 4, 5, or 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 that they block there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that we get in. That is not quite enough. So we could attack with the Aganosaur Rex, see what they do. We're representing a trick. But they take 8. Let's see if they have a counterspell. I don't think there is a counterspell in this, like, straight up counterspell. There's just the other one. Spectral Interference. They might have Defend the Helm. So we'll have to do this before blocks. Just to be sure. That was a really good top deck. That was a really good top deck. A removal spell in this kind of board? Necessary. They might think we have maximum overdrive. That's fine. Opponent's gonna swing out. No. Opponent. Is there a trample trick here too? Okay. Opponent decides to concede. We don't have to prove that we can win. Naboosh. We are 2-0 and just trucking along. This is a great hand. Love it. All 3 of our colors immediately. Hell yeah. 2 into a 3 into a potentially another 3 and a trick. I mean, no land, but we'll get in there. Opponent plays a swamp. That's a pretty swamp. Very cool. So. Ow. Let's go ahead and play our. Trying to. Sorry if I'm not giving as much commentary in between games. I'm trying to cut things shorter. This game's been going over 2 hours recently, or the videos, I mean. I don't know if that's exactly where I want to be with these videos. So I'm doing my best to try to shorten it up a bit. I guess. Play land. Ranger's Hive. I could have kept that up as a blocker. We're just going to keep chipping it, I think. They have some haste. Notably the Gastel Thrillseeker. Wow. Now they're going to have Death Touch. They have a good deck. Yeah, no blocks. A good opponent. Some good cards. Okay, that helps. Although now we're doing a little bit better. I guess I could have chipped in for 3 as well with the Thopter. If I felt a little bit more aggressive. I'm a defensive player naturally. Something I should probably break out of. Because yeah, had we attacked with the 3-5 there, I mean, we just would have the Thopter down. We're not planning on blocking with it anyway, are we? This gets 2. Put a 1/1 counter. Maybe that was part of the plan. I don't know. I'll take another 4 though. Yeah. Opponent. Okay, maybe opponents just didn't have anything particularly good. We have the... Yeah, we have enough for this. Great. I guess I should first things first. Activate this. Get a Thopter. Let's see what we draw. It's a swamp. Discard swamp. Play this. Keep the Pathbreaker Ibex in hand. Destroy one of these. Through this. Attack. And I can attack all out because we'll have this to block with. And opponent has had enough. The Vehicle Onslaught. 3-0 against Wex. These Simic decks have just been doing so good for us in this draft. Some much worse hand. very slow. We have nothing that we're putting on the board until turn 4 at the earliest. I really want to mulligan, but I'm a sucker for having all 3 of our colors. Okay. Opponent was very helpful there with not playing anything. We take anything we can there to counterspell. Now we'll have the double blue that we need for Sabotage Strategist. I think... No, I guess we have our next turn play. We're gonna need a second green. Maybe I should have gone for that in some capacity. Red-green is a beater of a deck. There's a chance the right move there was to cycle the trip up to try to find a little bit more blocking pressure. Wow, okay. Crew 1, it's good to remember. Ow. I mean, that's not good. That's not good at all. I think we're gonna trip up here. I hate that. I think that's better than the Fang Guardian, despite everything I say about getting more onto the board. Okay, opponent gains some life. They only have 1 creature so far. 2. They know we have a trick. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of that Surveyor. Lower a bit of this pressure. Good move by the opponent to put it on the bottom. Nice, there's another land. So now we do have Fang Guardian. No, we don't. Plus Defend the Rider? Of course we don't. That would be convenient. Oof. That's a really good card. That might be worth a double block. This is rough. This is very rough. I think we gotta just get this on the board. That helps. Not much, but it helps. No, I'm not attacking, silly opponent. I can see how much you want me with that Cloud Spire cycle, Sky Cycle ready to be crewed up and block my 2/2. The Sabotage ability only happens when they attack us, not when we attack them. Alright, they have Earth Rumbler can be crewed. One time, or with the Veloheart Bike is also an option. Yeah, here we have to take the trade. As much as we'd like to keep Sky Serpent Seeker. Now, it does make it a 6/6, which makes it a little easier to survive. Wow. I think we take this. Is that crazy? I think we take it. It's too good. Now we're desperately in need of a green source. This card is such a beating. And they now just have a 4/2 at most. Kill for a cycler. If you make a 1/1, doesn't help. Oh man, that was bad. Okay, they gave us something to counter. They have 4. I forgot Veloheart Bike. So I guess this is a tempo play. You know, we're saving ourselves the 4 life. That was rough. That was a misplay into a misplay. Okay. A green source would be the best thing. Forest is the best draw right now. Wow. Wow. Our lands They're hurting. Let's see if opponent can do math. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we need to do this now. Especially because we'll be low on green. This buys us not even one turn. That's too late. We have to cycle. That's too late. We have to cycle. And that doesn't do it. Oh man, that blows. Okay. Maybe that was a misplay against the Earth Rumbler. The hand wasn't good to begin with. We didn't do anything until turn 4. Yeah, should have mulliganed. It's unfortunate we went up against an aggressive deck. Those aren't too postured in this meta, but even then, just couldn't. Yeah, should have mulliganed. Needed more pressure on board. Alright, we are 3-1. That last game had a couple misplays, but Farmer Joe here is going to have to take the next beating. As it goes, as it goes. Oof. Another slow hand, but we have all our colors again, and it's a little bit better now. Do we have too many blue sources? I feel like every game we have had way too much blue and just not nearly enough green. I think it's... no. It's better to be able to play our 3-drop on 3. Oh my goodness. Okay, good. Opponent also is not doing anything. Hell yeah, we'd love to see it. I really hope they have a Grim Bauble in hand that they're just not able to use right now. That would make me quite happy. Oh, okay, white. That's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and Skystreak Engineer. No, we should probably range this Aether Hive because we're going to want to try to get that land next turn. In fact, that might have been the play this turn, to just attack and loot. Especially because we could have kept up Defend the Rider nonetheless. And it's important to hit our land drops in this early game. Opponent has a trick, no blocks. Yeah, no, I know I could crew it. I'm not going to crew it. You clearly have something. Max Overdrive? Okay, that's a really good card. Crew 2. I think here we're going to Skystreak, because we can keep up the Defend the Rider. And we can keep up, yeah, we can hold up a lot of our mana to play accordingly. I like this kind of flexible gameplay a lot. Sabotage Strategist is a strong card, but right now having options and adding to the board seems important, especially now that we've whiffed that our opponent has a trick. If opponent hadn't been acting sus before by attacking with the Loxodon Surveyor when we could block with the Aether Hive, then maybe I could tap out like that. With the 3-3 and a 6-6, they're just good against us at the moment. And so for all of these reasons, I think it's worth holding stuff up. Let's see, if they were to just crew and attack in for 6, we can make this into a 3-4. Get a 1-1. That's 3, that's 6. Yeah, we could like triple block this, but not hold up Defend the Rider anymore. We'd still get a thing. And we know they have a trick. And we know they have a trick. Do I just take the 6? Is that insane? I think I do. So they still have a trick. We wait to see how they tap out. Okay. It's going to be our 5th land. Let's get rid of the spectral interference at this point. It's just too slow. Ouch. Yeah, I'm not doing great on life. I use life as a resource quite heavily, just in general in my games. But that's okay. We're getting close to stabilizing. We're not quite there, but we're getting there. Now we have up Defend the Rider, and we can multi-block whatever they throw at us. They could have played the Venom Saklagak ahead of time. I think that's going to save us more damage in the end of things. They did have the Grim Bauble, notably. We'll also want to use this now for blocking because it has Hexproof and Indestructible. We're still missing the double green again. We've just been so constrained. If we can top deck our forest, we can play Autarch Mammoth, and I feel very good about our position. One, two, three, four. Right. They can still blow this out. The issue is if they have maximum overdrive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, if there's any number of tricks they could use here. I think this is the best way to do it, though. Because we want to take advantage of the fact that this has hexproof and indestructible. Stow Greatness would do it. Or right now, I guess Maximum Overdrive puts a 1/1 counter. Shoot. Here I am. I was just scared of the Death Touch. Oh. Destroy up to 1. Okay. It's annoying. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should have blocked with everything. If it was a removal spell. Yeah. And we don't have the green. Oh man. That is rough. Because here we go again. Same situation, but this time it doesn't have indestructible. Just beating us down. Stuck with 2 good cards in hand. Another not... I guess the starting hand was slow, but wasn't bad. Just these, just getting on the board. It's so important. Okay. Another trick. Yep. It's okay if we throw away some of these at this point because we need to stabilize no matter what. The Debris Beetle will kill us. They just need a pump trick and they'll be good to go. So it's becoming a lot more important for us to just be able to take it out like that. And yeah, see, we could have still dies. And they can still only kill 2 things. I don't know how good that was. Didn't change the math too much, I think. Now they have a 4/2 on the board as well, and we are still desperate for a green source. Absolutely desperate. Thank God. Autarch Mammoth here because it creates 2 creatures. Pathbreaker Ibex, while good, is still just a 3/3 for 6. and we currently need something bigger. I would love to swing in. Oh, okay. I just don't think we can at the moment. They have 3 cards in hand still. I should be applying pressure, shouldn't I? No, I can't. Because the... But what are they gonna do? They're gonna accrue the Venom Sackligak, right? Or saddle it? I guess that taps down things. I want to get aggressive here. I really do. I just feel like we lose if I try. Okay. Mill 2, return creature, artifact, right? Or vehicle. Wow, Tarian's a great option here for them, but they also have, of course, the Debris Beetle that's just going to drain us. We're at an effective 3. Or, sorry, not 3, but an effective 5. Ouch. I think this might just be game. Wow. What a beater. They have so much mana. Okay. We can Pathbreaker, but if we do Elvish Refueler, I think then we're able to make another blocker. How is that helpful? Pathbreaker, we can almost win next turn. If we Pathbreaker, then they'll through that for 6 and attack in. The attacks aren't great. This will make us a creature. Multiple creatures. I think we do this, they get scared of the Aether Hive. We're relying on them to like brick for a couple of turns and not be able to break through. They have 3 cards in hand. They've used up their mana each and every turn. Yeah. That can crew it. And then they can attack with a lot more things. Oh, blessed. I mean, this gets a counter. I don't think counters matter right now. Wow. Opponent conceded? Just in the face of the goat. Get it? Goat. 'Cause it's a goat. 4-1. Opponent conceded as soon as we cast the goat last time. We're up against Jordy the Mighty this time. I guess they didn't have any removal spells in hand. And just in the face of Pathbreaker and the Elvish Refueler kind of value engine, they weren't going to do much. We're still missing our double green. We don't have good 2-drop or another play after this 3-drop. But we have lands and we have spells. Opponent plays good aggressive card. Kill me. Okay. We get our tap land out of the way. Oh man. Oh, and they're playing the discard deck. Great. They have something, clearly. Passes. Cycle. Cycle it. Do it. Wow. But I guess we're going to want to save our Flood the Engine, Siphon Fuel for their good cycling cards. Wow, they did this before blockers. They're so gutsy. Yeah, that's fine. Well, it's just a 3-2. I think it's better to get that down. Gotta add to the board. We'll take another 3. Or they'll just remove it. That works too. Man. I was debating waiting until we had something else to hold up for it. We just didn't. Can I take another 3? Yeah, I think so. Let's have it enter as black or blue. Let's make it a... Let's make it blue. Well, the engine's great, but this is not currently scaring me, and next turn we can flood the engine and hold up spectral interference. Thank you. Another one would be annoying. Do you have a follow-up? Yeah, classic. No, we can't siphon fuel. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in red or green that can help them much with that. Green? Okay. Yeah, no, you got me. I have another removal spell in hand, so I feel okay doing this. Worst Pathbreaker Ibex yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we could just play it out. They likely have something to remove it. So at least next turn we can play it out and have up defend the rider. Cycle, cycle, cycle. No. But they had something at instant speed. We've decreased the pressure on us, which is good. Alright, now I don't think we can hold back much. I miscounted my green again. God, I really... Do we hold it back again? They might just have a removal spell. Can I really afford to play around that much? I mean, I guess they would have just bounced it anyway. It's not like this is doing much. Okay. I think we found our flood the engine target. Yeah. Deal 4 to me. Yikes. Ow. You're like a turn too late. Okay. That was all they did. That's a really good card. Now they can just start cycling through their deck. Oh man. Autarch Mammoth. Not it. That's okay. We have Bounce Off and we have Defend the Rider. They haven't shown us black yet, so I feel okay playing out our cards. Yeah. That's brutal. We have flooded fairly hard here. What are the odds of us drawing a land right now? 7 lands left in our deck. 7 out of 23 cards. Now we're gonna bounce it. We need tempo, just in the sense that we are not doing well at the moment, and they'll start double drawing. That's an option. We're just not in a defensive setup at the moment. The loot. Yeah, every single land they draw is a redraw. And we are just getting pummeled. Alright, bring the heat. They hit us for 4. Oh man. Yep. Ow. Is that just game right there? I think that's game. and they do it. This can deal 3, so 4, 5, 6, 7. They can deal 3 to me right now. They can deal 4 to me and leave me at 1. That's okay, opponent. You did it. GG, Jordy the Mighty. Brutal game. We really flooded hard there towards the end. Ugh. That card selection of theirs. Wow. Couldn't get a good creature on board either. We are 4-2 right now. Maybe that's my secret to getting some shorter videos going forward, is I just start playing crappier decks and then we start losing a bit more. This is medium, but we have a turn 3 play. That's kind of been the issue of the deck so far. The mana base is a little stretched for our two black splashes. Double green has been harder to get than I would have preferred, but we're doing okay so far. I think it's much worse our lack of early plays. We are just low on 2-drops. That's just kind of how it is. In the games that we've been able to stabilize and stay at a higher life total, we've been doing okay, but that just hasn't been super frequent. Yeah, see, now we're constrained on blue. Opponent does not have the light shield parry thing. Sure. I guess I should have left up the 1 green, maybe. I don't know. It's fine. This requires blue to filter. That's part of it. Maybe I need to be looking at the filter costs. Are they playing Selesnya? Okay, start your engines. Cool. This plus 2/2. That's just like slightly not good enough. Okay, we have a bunch of tricks. I think we're gonna hold up. Well, let's get rid of spectral interference. We'll go ahead and play another green source. Let's see if they take the bait. Now, I could here use that as protection spell. I like being aggressive with it. I think that's a good idea. We got rid of opponent's big plays. We have a lot on the board. If they play the board wipe here, they're going to feel great, but outside of that, we're in a really good spot. Still missing double blue. Always. Unfortunate. We aren't going to be using that very much except as a beater. That's a good card. Nice. We have our second blue source. Let's go ahead and keep the pressure on. Get ourselves another creature on the board. We can use Fang Guardian for those final couple points. Potentially even pumping up the Thopter just to get in. Now we have a Hazard of the Dunes, which makes that strategy a little bit less likely. But you never know, you know. Let's go ahead, mill. Wow, bunch of land. I guess we could use our second black source, because blue doesn't matter as much now. I almost want to just bounce this off and Fang Guardian them. Get in a bunch. Is that gonna do it? Hold on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. It's better to use this to blow it out and trade off creatures. Six. Opponents give me the your go. I don't think they're enjoying this use of an aggressive Fang Guardian. that's okay. Now, again, they could have the Wrath. That would not be great. But it doesn't look like that's the case. And I think that's game. Tempoed them out. They did not have enough creatures to create blockers. Now, is it technically game? We'll see in a moment. I'll attack, I'll do the math. For now, it's not super worth it. Let's see, 5. They'll chump, likely. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So no, not lethal, but just about. And they'll play, what, Pride of the Road again? Having chumped with their Bulwark Ox. Again, we're not playing around the Wrath, but we'll play around it in the sense that if we draw anything, we're not going to cast it. We would keep it back. We're still at 20. I think opponent has lost and they're just having some trouble coming to terms with it. The Kubler-Ross theory, you know, right now they're in denial that they're losing. Soon they'll come to anger, maybe bargaining, depression, and then acceptance. Eventually, they have to reach acceptance. But we have 2 more timeouts until that happens. Now, I could just fast forward through this, but I guess if I'm going to be given an opportunity to just talk, I might as well. Things have been getting busier lately. I'm still enjoying playing. Draft has not been as high of a priority. I definitely want to do more Arena. I'd love to play more Brawl. I really do. I thoroughly enjoy a good Brawl deck. The issue, of course, is always the wild cards, the wild cards, the wild cards. It's one of the reasons I draft, is to then be able to get more wild cards eventually. There's only so many good cards from each set. But I'm excited for Konzatark here a lot. I'm really excited for the Avatar: The Last Airbender set coming out at the end of this year. And I do have a fun little thing. I believe the next week's video, I should have a new setup. My study is finally cleared out. We're going to be getting a new desk, moving the computer in there, some cool background art. Should be a fun little treat for those of you who enjoy sitting and listening and watching me play, or put me on in the background while you fold your laundry. No problem with that. Very happy to be a part of that interaction. We'll go ahead and swing out at opponent. Drew a land after all. But I think they're just going to be timing out here. A sad way to end the game. It was going alright. They didn't do too poorly. We just happened to have the right answers at the right times. And I think that's important. Yeah, second Spectral Interference, not great here. But that's okay. Let me know. What are you excited about with Magic? We have Tarkir Dragonstorm coming out soon, but no Pro Tour, which makes me sad. I really like the Pro Tour. Competitive Magic is something I get really involved in, really interested in. Not a huge Standard player. I like it, and then it grows a little stale on me, but that's just me. I don't think the metagame's big enough. One of the reasons I like more casual Commander a bit more, or Draft, just because the metagame is so different based on what you get. But we win the game. Alright, Benrakul. Now, I promised my fiance that I'd go on a run with her once the sun is up, and Benrakul, the sun is currently up, so I'd really appreciate it if you just kind of lay there and let me give it to you. Because I'd like to win. Now we have bounce up, in case they... I think it's okay if they want to get in for a couple. We'll play our own Death Toucher. Now, of course, we're constrained on blue again, so maybe that was... I should have just tempoed them. Especially because now they have the fight spell. Wow. Punished. Max punished. At least I could have made them reuse their mana. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're not constrained on green at least. Well, crap. Alright, let's play this. We could bounce off, but what does it matter? Yeah, here we go. Because they could just play out extra creatures instead. Really giving us the squeeze here. This opponent had, of course, the one removal spell they needed, and now everything else they might need. At least we could do everything at instant speed. You know, because we can't play Sabotage Strategist anyway. That would probably be the best play here. Okay. Yeah. A lot of little creatures. Don't have a great way to block. I mean, yeah, we'll bounce it. And you can replay it. That's okay. We did not add to the board, but we are working on getting there. That's not it. Oh man. Oh man. Ouch. Wow, 2 fight spells and then a bunch of little critters. So, I think it's better to get rid of the Prowlcatcher Specialist. Another fight spell? Just another removal. Is that game? Just about. That's insane. They had 3 removal spells and then 5 little things. And we don't even have our 5th land yet. Oh man. That sucked. Okay. Yeah, that was fast and I get to go on my run, but that's not how I wanted it to happen. 5 and 3. Not bad. Not ideal. That last game was an absolute beater. Opponent had the nut draw. Had we been able to stabilize just for one moment, or even just play a couple of early blockers, I think we would have been absolutely fine in that game. But, of course, we did not get there. The deck itself was fine. The top end, I think, was fantastic. Autarch Mammoth, Pathbreaker Ibex, Thundering Broodwagon, Aganosaur Rex, and we had some good mid-game with Nimblethopters that we never saw. 2 Rangers to Aether Hives, as well as some exhaust cards and a little exhaust Wombo combo. The biggest issue is that this deck did not have a good early game. We had only 2 2-drops, and that was clearly not enough. While we had a lot of removal, most of it was tempo-based removal, which is fine, and we showed a really good tempo win at some point in the game where our opponent roped us out. That being said, I would have loved to cut a Spectral Interference. Honestly, both of them, maybe the Dredger's Insight too, to just get another couple of 2-drops. I think that's where our deck really lacked. Overall though, our colors were surprisingly good considering the double and triple splashes. We should have cut the Sabotage Thopterus for something else. Double blue is just so hard if we're also doing double green and double black. The colors got awkward at times, but most of the time we were able to draw out of it, and I think it was an overall good balance. Final verdict for the deck. Gotta keep in mind my vegetables. I think we did a good job of forcing ourselves onto a 2-color path and not letting ourselves get too strayed away by, oh, good black card, let's just take. No, we stuck with what we had. We knew green was deep and we were still getting good green cards, so we kept with those. I think we do need to remember a little earlier on to be on the lookout for cheap plays, to be on the lookout for early removal, just to keep things in mind. Siphon Fuel is a good removal spell, but it's a late game removal spell. Overall, I think the gameplay was fairly solid. Only a couple games with misplays. 1 big one, a few minor ones. Deck building I think was fine. This is a perfectly average kind of deck. Unfortunately, it was not the GOAT that we were all hoping for. Thank you so much for watching and staying to the end. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I look forward to bringing some more draft content, maybe some more Brawl content coming forward. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Hey you, yeah you, watch another video. Click that one, yeah, that one right there.